Hi everyone! Welcome to my channel. My name is Colleen and I'm on a journey to lose 100 pounds. Today is the big day. I'm running a 5K. I'm really excited, so excited. This is my fitness goal for the year, is to run a 5K. So I'm going to achieve that today and I just can't believe it. I mean, it's been 9 weeks of training. I did the Couch to 5K program. I finished it and I signed up for a virtual 5K. So I'm about to stretch, drink some water. I've already had breakfast today and I'm going to go outside and run my route and do the 5K. So I am so excited. I thought that I would sit and just talk to you guys for a little bit before I actually go out there, because I do want to just share my experience about running this 5K with you all. I can't wait. I'm really excited and I'm excited to see how it's gonna go. Just a little bit of background information before we get started. I have run a 5K before. I've run a few 5Ks. I did one last year, and last year I would say I walked a lot of it, and then I would just do little spurts here and there of running. So that one I really didn't train at all. I just kind of did it and I accomplished it, but I think I was one of like the last people to finish the race that day, and it was a lot of fun and everything, but I haven't really like trained to run a 5K ever, and that's why this experience is going to be so different and so exciting. I've also never done a virtual 5K. So I thought it would be cool to share a little bit of information about the 5K I'm doing and how it's going to work. Just to show you the 5K that I signed up for, I decided to do the Run for Ruth We Descent virtual 5K. If you wanted to, they do have options to do other types of events. So here you see an 87-mile distance challenge run or walk or a bike. I decided to do the 5K. So I'm just scrolling down on the website so that you can see a little bit more about the description. And I will link to this race in the description box so that if this is something that interests you, you can look into it. This company also does other runs and events. So my bib and packet hasn't come in yet, but it's okay. It's not going to stop me from running today. They do ask you if you would like to donate to an organization to honor the legacy of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and they have a selection of organizations that support women, empower women, and help women in all different types of situations. I just clicked on the donations page to see which organizations are benefiting from this event, and these are some of the women's organizations. The one that I chose to donate to was the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence. So you can see that there's just all these funds being donated to these great organizations, so it's a wonderful cause. I'm really proud and excited to be a part of this event. I just noticed that the last registration day is November 3rd for this particular virtual 5K or this event. So unfortunately, if you're watching this video after that date, you may have already missed the deadline. But this organization, this run sign up page, they do have a lot of other virtual 5Ks and other events. So if there is another event that interests you, you can always sign up for one of those. So I think I'm going to keep chugging my water, which I have over here, and do some stretching and then bundle up and head outside because it is really cold today. Yesterday was absolutely freezing and windy. It was just, we haven't had that kind of weather maybe since last year. So today is still very chilly, so I'm gonna bundle up. Oh, I have my cold weather running gear, which I'm so grateful came in the mail from Amazon early. I'm so glad that I got it early because it's really cold outside and I'm gonna need it. I can't wait to see what I'm able to accomplish with really running this 5K. Even in my Couch to 5K training program, I haven't yet run a full 5K. You know, I've definitely like walked up to 3 miles or over 3 miles before, but I haven't actually like run most of that distance, so I'm really excited to see what I can do. The most I've ever done on the Couch to 5K program is just running for 28 minutes straight. I should have a nice balance, but I know that I will have run most of the 3.1 miles. The other thing that's really great about a virtual 5K is that you get to choose your route. So if you live in an area with a lot of hills and maybe you know a place where there isn't a lot of hills, then if you're not a person who likes hills like I am, like I want all of my roads to be flat and straight, then you're able to find the route that really works for you. So that's what's really nice, is that I am going to run an extended version of the route that I've been running as I've been training for my Couch to 5K program. So I'm very familiar with it. I know kind of where's the beginning, the middle, and the end. I know the challenging parts already. So it kind of gives you, that extra added advantage that you're already familiar with the route. The challenge is that there's no like high energy when you're doing a 5K by yourself or a virtual 5K like there is when you go to a 5K. So typically there are people cheering, there are other people doing the 5K with you that day, and it can be really exciting to do it. But that's what's missing, I guess, from the virtual 5K. And the other thing is that like you can do this 5K whenever you want, as long as it's done by a certain day run. So today's the day, and it's also being election day. It's a really good time and an occasion to run for this particular cause. So I'm just so excited. I am going to try to film as much as I can, but I most likely am going to try to film on the breaks when I'm taking a quick walk, because I want to be focused on my running, and I'm doing this just me, so I won't necessarily have much running footage, so I'm sorry about that, but I'm going to try to take you along with me for the experience and the journey. And yeah, I think we're ready to do this. I feel a little hesitant, but I think we're ready to do this, so let's get to it. Hi everybody, so I just did a quick warm-up walk and I just got to my starting location for my 5K. As you can see, I am all decked out because it is so cold today. I have my mask, I have my ear warmers, my headphones for music, my running vest, which keeps my keys and tissues and anything I might need, my gloves. I mean, the list just goes on and on. I also have my, if I can get it out, my Mi Fit watch, which is how I'm going to be tracking my mileage today. So a 5K is equivalent to 3.1 miles. So I'm going to be monitoring my watch to make sure that I know exactly when I finished. But I'm really excited. It's cold and a little windy, and I've never run in such cold weather before, but I'm excited. So here we go. We're gonna start this. I'm gonna put on some music on my Pandora and we're gonna get running. Wish me luck, everybody. Ah! Hi there. So I'm at about the 15-minute mark and I've run 0.87 miles, so that shows you how slow I am, but it's okay because my heart rate is up and I'm moving, and I ran without stopping except to cross the street. So I decided I'm going to change my plan. We're going to try every 15 minutes and see if that's alright. So I'm about to get running, so catch up with you later. Okay, I am now around 48 minutes, 2.53 miles, and my heart rate is at 142. And I've been maintaining an average heart rate of like 164. So I'm working. I know I'm slow, you guys. Please don't judge me because I'm working hard to get this 5K done. This is the longest I've ever run and I'm really tired. Sorry, someone was just walking across the street. So I'm trying really hard, but you know what? I have 0.6 of a mile to go until I finish and achieve my goal. So I'm just gonna keep moving, you guys. Like, you know, I'm getting really tired, so I did have to stop before the 50-minute mark just to catch my breath, and my hips are feeling a little sore, but I'm gonna keep going. All right, on for my next run. I did it! I did the 5K. Oh my God. I can't believe I can believe I did it, but I can't believe I did it. Oh, my lungs are like burning because I'm really not used to working out in this cold weather. So like my lungs are just not used to the cold air. Like it's really cold. So, oh boy, that was intense. But I'm really happy, you guys, I did it. Ooh, my makeup. My makeup's a mess because I've been sweating, but I would say the first mile was fine, and then I would say around 2.5 was when I really started to struggle. Oh boy, because my hips were hurting me so much. I've never run this much before, like a whole hour. So, you know, the Couch to 5K program, even in the last week, it takes you up to like 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes. But I felt a little unprepared because, you know, I'm a slow runner. And so like 40 minutes is not a 5K for me. So I had to walk a little or run a little bit more than what I'm used to. I'm just gonna stop here and talk to you for a minute. All in all, I'm really happy about completing the 5K. I'm so proud of myself for doing that and for training so hard throughout this pandemic all by myself, really, pretty much. And it's not been easy, but this is amazing because I'm actually gonna start getting emotional. Sorry if there's cars going by. So I'm starting to get a little bit emotional because there's no way that 2 or 3 months ago I would have been able to achieve what I did today. It was really hard in the beginning to get out of my comfort zone get out there and run for even like 30 seconds or 2 minutes. And so I had so many doubts in the beginning, like, what if I quit? What if I can't do it? But I just trusted myself and made this a priority for myself so that I would be consistent and run 3 times a week, every week for 9 weeks. And that's how I got to where I am now. I am by no means a light or athletic person. I'm not even a person who really likes running all that much, except I do like the aspect of getting outside. But to be able to set a goal and then work hard to prepare for it and then achieve it, that's just a really wonderful thing, and I just am so proud of myself. And I want to thank everybody who has supported me up to this point. So, you know, I know that a lot of people run 5Ks, they do fun runs and stuff like that. And for a lot of people this might not seem like that big of a deal, but to me it's a really big deal. So I just am so happy, emotional, tired, all of the above. So I'm going to continue walking home. I'm gonna have a little cool down walk and get home and stretch a little bit, and then I will catch up with you and tell you my time and my stats and all that good stuff. Hey everybody, so as you can see, I'm now home. I've changed my top because I didn't want to be wet. And I've got a blanket trying to warm up because I'm still quite chilly from being outside, and I've got my water as well. I just came home, grabbed some water, and had an apple real quick just to replenish some of that sugar and avoid a blood sugar crash. So, you know, I always hear about, like, in a 5K afterwards, people have bagels and oranges and things like that lined up. So anyways, so I wanted to share my stats with you. First of all, I just reviewed my stats. As you know, I used my MeFit watch and my MeFit app to track my distance. So that's this guide. It says I did 10,145 steps today. Of course, that's including the run, so that's most of it. So I used that to monitor when I was getting to the 3.10 mile mark. So I ran the whole thing in 1 hour, 1 minute, and 12 seconds. I believe that's what it is. I will definitely flash the screenshot of my Me app so that you can see. I am really happy with that. I know that by a lot of other people's standards, that's not fast at all. I am perfectly fine not running fast. What matters to me is that I finished it. I accomplished this goal. I ran most of it. I mean, I probably only stopped maybe a total of like 8 minutes out of the whole hour that I was running. So maybe a little bit more, maybe like 10 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes. It really wasn't that much at all because I was running like 15 minutes and then taking a 1 to 2 minute break, and then I would run again. So I'm thrilled with that. I know that it's slow. I don't care. You know, I have things to work up to, and that's perfectly fine. For someone like me who is new to running and a heavier person, you know, I'm carrying around a lot of extra weight. I'm just delighted with that time. My main goal was just to finish it, was just to finish the 3.1 miles, and I knew that I would. But like, I did have a little second mini goal in the back of my mind. I was like, how amazing would it be if I completed this in under an hour? So I didn't quite get there. I do think that I would have gotten there if I didn't have to stop for stoplights, because that was really annoying. There were maybe like 3 or 4 times I had to stop and wait for the light to turn green, or for the little pedestrian walkway sign to light up. So that was a little annoying and slowed me down a little bit, but it's okay. I'm just so delighted that I finished. I'm really proud of myself. Something that I think was a highlight of this run was that it wasn't, I hadn't even hit a mile yet, but I was into the run. I had been running for maybe 10 or 15 minutes. And there was like a landscaping truck parked on the side of the road, and this guy was sitting in the driver's seat, like this little old man, and he yelled out the window and he was like, "Get it, girl, keep going," and he started clapping, and that made me feel so good. It was like, it was such great encouragement, and I felt so happy. I was like, yeah, I got this. And it just really, it just warmed my heart that a perfect stranger would cheer me on that way and give me support. So I was just so excited and happy about that. That really made the rest of the run like so much more lighthearted for me. So that was so wonderful. I think that around the 2 minute, or around the 2 mile and maybe 2.5 mile mark, I started to really struggle, because at that point, my lungs were burning. Like, I am not used to running in the cold at all, and the temperature just dropped the last couple of days, and it's going to start getting nice again the rest of this week. But when you're breathing in that cold air, it just constricts your lungs, and so it makes it a little bit harder, actually, especially if you're not used to running or inhaling and exhaling a lot in the cold. So that made it really tough. And also, like, I started to have really bad hip pain, which I think I mentioned as I was running. There were certain parts towards the end that I was like, mentally, I really wanted to run, just so that I could like keep up with the full 15 minutes of running and 1 to 2 minutes of rest. But towards the end, it was just really hard. So I was like pushing my mind, and then there was a certain point where I was just like, you know what, let me just take a break for a second. And I walked for like maybe 3 minutes, because I just had to, I wanted to finish on a really strong note. I wanted to finish running fast and hard and like really celebrate crossing that finish line, that rhetorical finish line. So it was tough towards the end, and yet at the same time, once I did it, it was like, you know, it's one of those things where you have such a long journey ahead of you, and there are certain moments along the way where you feel like, I have so much longer to go. I don't know if I can do this. This hurts, or this is uncomfortable, or this is really challenging. Maybe it's too hard. But then you just keep going. You focus on the moment that we're in right now, and then you just keep going. So I kept telling myself, like, we'll just run for 2 more minutes. Just run for 2 more minutes. And then once the 2 minutes was up, I would keep running. So once I hit like the 2.8 miles, and I only had like 0.3 miles left, according to my watch, I felt like I could see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I got this sudden wind of energy, and I just picked up my feet and I kept running, and I ran the last like 6 minutes of the run, or however long it took me. So it's like, you know, when you're in the middle of it, it's really hard to see that light at the end of the tunnel, and it's just, it gets harder and harder, and then all of a sudden it just becomes much more feasible to do. So that was wonderful. And the other thing is, just don't compare yourself to anybody else. If I had compared myself to a lot of the other runners out there, there was no way that I would have had the determination and motivation to keep going. So I really only measure my own progress against myself and my own goals, because that's how I know, that's how I end up feeling good, is when I break my own record. So that concludes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed it. And thank you again for coming along on this journey with me. I really appreciate the support, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care, everybody.